It was a big game, and the season we've had actually added to the pressure for us because not everything went smoothly that season. We were outside of the top four. We had to change the manager. Strange things been happening all season, and the form was up and down. And then obviously leading to the FA Cup final, you know that this is probably the moment who can actually salvage a little bit the season. And as well, we were preparing for the Champions League final. So you have this, you have the feeling that there were the two games which could completely change the feeling of the whole season. And that's why, going into the FA Cup final 2012, I think we felt that the extra pressure of having to do a lot better than we've done in the previous month, and as well that we knew that that could change the whole atmosphere around and the feeling. We never had this feeling before of kind of failing during the season and being that far from the top. So it leaves a bit of like a bitter taste in your mouth. And as a player, you really try to find a way to change that feeling, and the FA Cup final did just that for us. No, I was a bit surprised when the ball went in, because you see the chance coming and the shot. And then in that point I was looking where people are around, and I just felt that it's kind of like a difficult angle. So sometimes you look already where your defenders are and where people are if the goalkeeper catches the ball, or if there is a rebound, and then they get the counter attack. And in that moment, I look around, and then I saw the shot and kind of like in just a blink of an eye, and then he went in. And I'm thinking, okay, that's a good start. I think that helped us a lot, I have to say. That's something, when you go in a game under pressure, you always want to have a good start, and this 11-minute goal obviously did the trick for us. I have to say, when you score 2-0, 30 minutes to go, you are in a quite good position, but it's still a long way to go. So you almost have that feeling like, okay, should we push for the third, or we should just close the door and let the game and the time pass? I think they had to obviously throw everything at us at that point. So this is always the danger, where if you become too passive and they have no other things than throw things at you, then you have to find your way to deal with it. And we certainly became under pressure when Andy Carroll came on. They made some substitutions and they started playing more direct. They tried to play more simple, quickly into the box, and then suddenly there was a completely different momentum in the game. They managed to score, and then we reached the point where you think, okay, this is gonna be tough now for about 20 minutes. You knew that we will have to dig deep, stay organized, and find a way to go through that pressure. And luckily we did. Of course, there were a few moments where it was a bit, we were at the edge, but we found a way, and then from there, we saw the game through. Yeah, as I said, they tried to throw everything at us, and they had to really. And after 2-0, it was kind of like a last throw of the dice for them. And this is where the pressure, started coming, and they played more direct. They suddenly had more energy, and I think a team who is losing 2-0 in the final, suddenly, you don't have to worry about if you lose 3-0 or 4-0. All you have in your mind is, okay, get the goal, try to get closer and force a mistake, or force extra time, or make the game more interesting. So I think this is exactly what happened with Liverpool, and they threw everything at us, and that's why obviously the game were more in our half, and they started creating more chances, or more sort of like half chances. They had a couple of big chances as well. So, then it became really a proper game for us. Well, I think what was the key is that I took the information early, and when the ball was on my left side, I look where people are, because obviously when you have Andy Carroll coming on, the crosses will come for him. So you always want to know where he is. You always want to adjust, and you think, okay, can I sort of take the cross which comes to him, or can I kind of put him off, or can I put some pressure on the player with the ball, not to have an easy cross by my positioning. So I had a look. I knew he's at the back post. So I was like automatically in my head, I had the thought that, okay, as soon as the cross comes far, I have to go fast, because he will be there and he probably wins the header, because when you have him running in, no matter how big or strong you are as a defender, there is always a 50-50 challenge with him. So there is a chance he might win the header with his size and the timing and the leap. So the ball went in the air, and one thing I had on my mind is like, okay, you have to be fast now. And I have to say, I'm proud of this save, because I got the timing right. I took the information in the right time. I even managed to get my feet set just before he had it. And as well, there is 100 ways how to make a wrong contact with that ball to flick it on the crossbar this way. And I even managed to do that right. So, of course, I was lucky that the ball was not behind the goal line, because otherwise it would have hit the crossbar from the back and probably stayed in. Like that, I managed to at least get it straight up, crossbar out, and then I could only hope. I was actually yelling at Branislav, because he tried to block the header, and then he lost the ball, and you can see he's kind of looking where the ball is. So I was yelling at him that the ball is behind him. I don't even know if he heard me or not, but I was lying on the floor and thinking, well, I hope he's not gonna kick it in himself. And then I think it was Dirk Kuyt who followed the ball, and he literally managed to find the ball and control, and kicked it just like a last second before Kuyt managed to, he would have managed to tap it in. So it was a very intense moment. Then you can feel then suddenly I realized how much pressure the players were putting on the linesman to give the goal. And it was on the Liverpool side as well. So all the fans were putting him under pressure. So my only worry was if he's gonna get, pressured from them and makes the wrong decision and avoids the goal. I was at that point, I was really sure that the ball didn't cross the goal line, because otherwise it would be impossible for me to get the ball out of the crossbar like that. So I was pretty sure that the ball couldn't be behind the line, and I was relieved, I have to say, when I look at the linesman and he was like adamant, no, there's no goal. Then I was really, okay, we're safe. First, you have some sort of relief because we were under pressure last minute. So you sort of think, oh great, there's that relief, and then you have this sort of like adrenaline, happiness, feeling going, like, okay, we did it. It felt great, and as well in the strange season, as I said, we've had some difficulties on course of the season, so that really felt special in a way, because we achieved that, and it gave the completely different feeling on the season, and as well I think it gave everybody the boost heading into the last preparation for the Champions League final.